Now that you're a customer, first we want to say thank you for your business. And as you start services, there are some things that we'd like you to be aware of. So in the spring, we're going to start as soon as Mother Nature will allow us, as soon as the weather clears up, the snow's gone, and lawns aren't too wet to actually apply the fertilizer. We'll get our first applications done, or everybody treated once, by the first week of May. We use a routing software that allows us to get through everyone's application as quickly as possible. Once you see us for your first application, you can expect to see us about every 5 weeks, 30 to 35 days roughly between applications. On your first treatment, your technician's going to knock on the front door. If you're home and you want to meet him, great, come on outside. You can talk about any issues with the lawn. If you don't meet him on the first application, he won't knock after that, but feel free to walk outside and talk to him anytime you want. They're personable, they'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Next, your spring cleanup can be done anytime before or anytime after the first application. There's no need to wait for your spring cleanup to be done to complete the first application. If we go to the lawn and the technician says that there's too much debris on the lawn, we're not going to do the application. We'll never do an application that's not going to be effective. If that's the case, the technician will bring your application back to the office. The girls in the front office will give you a call and say, hey, there's too much debris on the lawn. When can we get it cleaned up so that we can get back out there to treat your lawn? Next, rescheduling. We try not to reschedule anyone's services. We want to make sure that you're done in conjunction with your neighbor. Rescheduling services can really impact results. Sometimes there are things going on. If there's a roof being put on the house or there's some yard work going on and we can't get to the lawn, we'll reschedule services. If you call us to reschedule, the first one's on us. If you reschedule multiple times, there is a reschedule fee of $50. So every time after the first one that you reschedule, there is a rescheduling fee. Next, seeding. We try to tell people not to do any seeding in the spring, although sometimes it's necessary, sometimes we have to. However, if you do seed in the spring, there can't be any crabgrass control and there can't be any weed control done on the lawn for that season. So we recommend seeding in the fall. It's a much better time. Seeding in the spring, you wind up with issues. And it's a much better growing environment in the fall to seed in the fall. In the springtime, we have warm air and cool ground, which is an ideal growing environment for weeds. And in the fall, we have the exact opposite. We have cooler air and a warmer ground, which is ideal for growing turf grasses. So we recommend doing any seeding in the fall time instead of the spring. Mowing. You'll never impact the fertilizer application with mowing. We only use granular fertilizer, so it cannot be picked up. However, weed control applications can be impacted. So we recommend that if you mow your own lawn, don't mow till the following day after we do an application. If you use a mowing company that's not us, call us, let us know the day of the week that they mow. We'll eliminate that day from your scheduling and we won't come out on that day. If we mow it, Groundhog Landscaping mows your lawn, we coordinate. If you're scheduled on the same day, the mower coordinates with the technician, and the mower will come to the lawn first, mow the lawn, and the technician will come afterwards so that there's no impact on the lawn. Next, you will see dandelions after we come out for the first application. We're going to feed the lawn, we're going to get it growing, and about 10 to 14 days later, you're going to start to see dandelions coming out. That's good. Dandelions have to grow in order for us to kill them. The second application is designed to take care of those dandelions. So let them grow, be patient. As soon as we get out there for that second application, we'll take care of all the dandelions. Lastly, remember, you not only have the 6 fertilizers, but you have a grub application and a lime application. That grub control is going to be done in conjunction with your third application in the June-July timeframe, and that lime application is going to be done with your 5th application, end of August to beginning of October timeframe. Next, we're going to talk about payments and pricing. List price versus grandfathered, price increases, and grandfather till you cancel. Anybody who's been a customer with us for a long time has a price that's grandfathered in. List price is always going to be higher than a grandfathered customer. We have a price increase every 3 years. So when you become a customer, every 3 years you're going to get a 5% price increase. And that 5% essentially covers our increasing costs of fertilizer and what have you. When we do a price increase to our customer base of 5%, I generally increase our list price 7 to 10%. So your neighbor with the same size lawn who's been a customer for 5 years may have a better price than you. Eventually your price will be lower than list price. Your price is grandfathered until you cancel. If you cancel the services and decide to come back, you'll come back at list price versus grandfather. We try to incentivize our customers that stay with us versus the ones that cancel. Payments. We can either prepay, you can auto pay, or you can invoice pay. So when you're a customer, we have 3 different prepay levels: 10%, 7%, and 5%. At the end of the year, we're going to send out a letter offering 10%. If you prepay your services by December 31st for the following year, you can receive a 10% discount. If you prepay between January 1st and February 15th, you'll receive a 7% discount. And anytime after February 15th until the day we start, you can receive a 5% discount. We stage these discounts like this because we try and keep all of our technicians on year-round. We don't take in any revenue December, January, February, and March. So it becomes difficult for us to maintain our staff without taking in money. So the sooner you pay for your services for the following season, the better discount that you're going to get. This 10% discount is very close to our profit rate, so we don't make a whole heck of a lot of money to offer this 10% discount, but it allows us to keep our technicians on year-round. When we keep our technicians on year-round, we have less turnover. Less turnover means better results on your lawn. Next, we have auto pay. Auto pay is essentially leaving a credit card on file, which will charge after the application is done. Most of our customers either prepay or do auto pay. Lastly, we have invoice pay. We can leave an invoice on your door, which is due immediately after receipt. So we'll leave the invoice on the door after the application. You can send in a check with it that way, but understand there are some caveats with that. If it goes 60 days without an invoice being paid, your account will go on credit hold, which means we won't come out to do your next application until we receive payment. Interrupting your services will interrupt your results. So be cautious if you do invoice pay to make sure that you're paid. And invoices are due immediately. There's no 30-day window. And also, if it goes over 90 days, we can charge interest. Next, we're going to talk about contacting us or service calls. But the first thing we always say is make sure if you have a question or a concern, please contact customer service. Don't attempt to contact your sales rep. The reason that is sales reps aren't necessarily just sales reps. Oftentimes they're out doing applications. For example, aeration. The whole sales team will go out and complete the aerations, which takes about 6 weeks. So if you contact your sales rep and leave him a message or an email, he may not even see that message for 5 to 6 weeks, and then you don't get the response that you're looking for. So if you have any questions or concerns, once you're a customer, please contact customer service. Our phone number is 603-505-8587. We answer the phones in season from 8 to 5:30. In the wintertime, we work reduced hours, so we won't answer them. If we don't answer the phone, that means we're on the other line. Please leave a message. There's no need to leave multiple messages or call multiple times. The girls call every single person back, every single time, that day. Sometimes, some points of the year, we're extremely busy, and it may take us a little while to get back to you, but I assure you we will get back to you, so please be patient with us, especially in April. Customer service also has the ability to do some things that your sales rep or a technician wouldn't have the ability to do. Number one, enter call logs. Call logs are our internal mechanism to ensure that someone gets a call back. If it's a question only your technician can answer, the customer service team will get a call log to your technician, ensure that he calls you back that day. They have a direct contact to the field, which means they are in radio contact with your service technicians, and they're in radio contact with the managers at any point of the day. So when you call customer service, they can handle any question or concern or get you to the right person that they need to. And they also have the ability to enter service calls. Service calls are any time between applications where you're noticing a problem on the lawn or have a question about something that's going on the lawn. We can revisit the lawn, take a look at it, and retreat if necessary. When it comes to service calls, they are revisits between apps. They are for full program customers only. So if someone takes only 4 applications instead of 6, we don't offer service calls to those people. We don't offer the guarantee. We can revisit or respray. That determination is made by the technician. Sometimes it's not something where we need to retreat, it's just something where we need to identify. And there are always restrictions with that. Some weed controls cannot be reapplied for 21 days. Other treatments can't be reapplied for 14 days. All of that will be either answered by customer service or determined by the technician while he's on the line. Lastly, our service is continuous. And what that means is at the end of the year, it doesn't stop. We'll be back out following spring. Whenever you add a service, whether it be aeration and overseed or a fungicide treatment, that service also is continuous. If you want to remove a service or cancel your program, please just call the office and we can cancel. There's no cancellation fee. There's no fee to remove any services. We can do that at any time. Please just call the office. At the end of the year, even though the service is continuous, we're going to send you 2 prepay letters and make 2 phone calls to you. The first prepay letter will offer that 10% discount. It'll be sent to you at the end of November, beginning of December, where you have the opportunity to prepay for services. If you want to change the program before you prepay for it, call the office. The girls will take care of it. Once we hit January, we're going to send you a second letter outlining your services, which will offer you the 7% prepay. This letter will expire sometime around February 15th. After the 2 letters are sent to you, and if we don't hear from you or you don't prepay, we'll start to give you phone calls. We make 2 phone calls to you. The first phone call will be in February, letting you know that you're scheduled for the services, offering you the prepaid discount, and saying, please give us a call back if you want to change or modify the program. We'll then call you again in March if we haven't heard from you from either the first 2 prepay letters or the first phone call, and we'll say, April's right around the corner, we're going to see you next month to do the application. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us. So even though the service is continuous year after year, we still will send you 2 letters at the end of the year and give you 2 phone calls to let you know what you're scheduled for so that there's no confusion as we get into the season. And this will make sure your applications are timely and we get out there to control crabgrass and weeds in the best possible manner.